I know you're wondering why I called you in today, Mrs. Ryder. It's about your husband.
Detective, he's dead. Can we not just bury him already?
I wish we could. There's something more important been brought to my attention.
Something important?
The insurance company contacted us. We've been recently informed that your husband took out a life insurance policy on himself. You know anything about this?
No, Detective.
Is everything all right, Mrs. Ryder?
Yeah, everything's fine.
Mrs. Ryder, you're absolutely sure there was never any mention of it?
Yes.
How'd you get that bruise?
My husband was drunk.
This happen often?
Frequently.
Sarge.
Wilder. Do you know anything about life insurance?
She denied any knowledge of it.
Fuck's sake.
I knew the coroner sent up a full autopsy report.
What? Why? In his first assessment, he quite clearly stated it was probably heart disease. The stiff was an overweight alcoholic, so that's the conclusion we're going with.
I think he might have missed something.
He wouldn't, he's very thorough.
I'm not so sure. Also, the pathologist sent up full findings as well.
Oh. That would be very expensive and would result in very bad publicity. Exhuming a body for what seems like a cardiac arrest.
She was a victim of domestic violence.
What?
She had a bruise over her eye. It faded, but still there. With her husband dead, she's eligible for a sizable amount of compensation on a life insurance policy he took out.
So what? Loads of people have life insurance.
Why would an abusive man take out an insurance policy on a woman that he abused? Someone just don't know.
So what are you suggesting?
I don't think it's a simple heart attack.
And how can you know that?
No, just a hunch I've got.
We can't work off hunches. We need facts.
I intend to get him. Just need time.
Detective Wilder. The preliminary interview's just finished.
Mr. Ryder, shall I see you again?
Pleasure's all mine, Detective. Though it's Miss Fry now.
Fry?
Yes, it's my maiden name. But please, call me Evelyn.
Can I ask why you're going by your maiden name, please, Evelyn?
Well, since my husband is dead, I'm no longer married, so I don't have use for that name anymore.
Anyway, as we discussed, we brought you in today to discuss the life insurance policy in greater detail. We've also got a few extra questions regarding your husband.
Everything okay, Evelyn?
I'm just low on insulin.
Aye, you diabetic?
Type 1.
Would you like some privacy?
If you wouldn't mind, I'm not comfortable injecting with people watching and judging.
Alright, I'll get you a drink as well. Might help. These are the reports from the officers on the beat. Several reports of her address, and not one time was the charges pressed.
So who were violent and left an abusive woman in that state?
It's okay to look, Detective. Thank you.
No problem, Evelyn. Please, call me Frank.
Thank you, Frank.
Evelyn, how long have you been diabetic?
Since I was a child. It's hard to keep track of my insulin levels sometimes, but I've been doing it for years.
So you're comfortable injecting, just not with people watching?
Exactly.
You prefer to use needles rather than insulin pen?
It's safe as long as you do it properly.
Getting the subcutaneous layer beneath the skin.
That's what he said. Never into the bloodstream.
You feeling better now, though? That's good. Face looks better. bruises almost completely healed.
I'd rather not talk about that.
I would though, it's part of my job. I've had a number of calls from concerned neighbours just before your husband turned up dead.
I already told everything to Detective Galloway. He gave you the information.
Evelyn, you deserved better than this.
I deserved it. Every time. It was my fault.
No, it wasn't. He was abusive, left you vulnerable. You were a piece of shit.
Excuse me, Detective.
Your husband beats you. He deserves to be put away. Why did you never press charges?
He loved me, Detective.
Is that what he told you and his hands on you? Maybe he deserved everything he got.
I already told you I deserved it.
No one deserves to go through this. And whether you like it or not, I will let you see the light of how much a scumbag your so-called husband really was.
He loved me.
Frank, need a word.
Sure. I'll be right there.
The coroner sent these over.
What is it?
It's an extended version of his conclusions. Goes into more detail than before.
I don't know. About the autopsy?
Took some persuasion, but the pathologist has agreed to do it. He's in there now opening him up.
He actually agrees with me.
No, he thinks you're insane. But I was insistent. And don't thank me, because I'm counting on you being right. Otherwise this is going to look bad on all of us.
An embolism?
An obstruction in the bloodstream. Most likely a fatty deposit or a blood clot. That's what the coroner's saying anyway.
So many pieces here. Something's just not adding up. Something else has to be going on.
You have a lot of faith in your assumptions.
Diabetic wife suddenly has her abusive husband turn up dead. Conveniently takes out life insurance policy days before he dies. Sounds suspicious to me.
Sounds like a lucky break to me. Think about it a minute. Right before he died.
From what I found, he died days after the policy was taken out.
So that's why you've called her back in.
It's a little suspicious. Your abusive husband's promised to pay you out should he die.
So he'd be out the picture.
2 birds, 1 stone.
You reckon she knows something, don't you?
Oh, she definitely does. She's getting to acknowledge it and proving there's more than just foul play here.
I'll get back in touch with the coroner. You get back in there and get the truth out of you.
Evelyn.
You back? You thought of new ways to offend my dead husband?
Save it. Now what can you tell me about this life insurance policy?
People take them out to give cash settlements to those who need it should they die.
Funny how life works. Seems the policy your husband took out was issued days before he died. Do you know anything about this?
Should I?
I get the feeling you're not telling me everything. You ever heard of John Darwin?
You ever heard of the guy who wrote The Theory of Evolution?
John Darwin faked his own death in a supposed canoeing accident, turned up 5 years later, ended up getting jailed for fraud. Do you understand what I'm getting at?
No.
I'm smarter than you. I'm going to find out what I want to know, or I'll have you in sight for perverting the course of justice for disposing of evidence.
I've not disposed of evidence.
You can go tell that to Galloway. I guarantee you he'll take my side on this.
Fine. Yeah, he had a policy out. We both did, because we loved each other, Detective.
Then why wait until just before he died?
How was I meant to know he'd die?
He was an overweight alcoholic. He was a walking time bomb.
It was managed. He needed me around to help him. He still loved me when he was sober.
He was abusive to you.
He was a good man, really. He only hit me when he'd been drinking. It was my fault. I wanted him to get help, but
He was far too gone.
I could have saved him. I could have changed him.
You couldn't have, Evelyn. I'm sorry.
No, you're not. You thought I had something to do with it from the beginning.
Evelyn, I'm sorry. I got wrapped up in...
No, you just want to try and make people's lives hell. But now I see the truth. You think you can prey on a woman just like Samuel.
Evelyn, I can still help you.
You've helped enough. to you, Frank.
You've really fucked up, do you know that?
I got too wrapped up in it.
It was an embolism that killed him. There's a coroner's report.
I think he might have missed summer.
We need facts.
He died days after the policy was taken out.
It was an embolism that killed him. The stiff was an overweight alcoholic.
Should they die?
Sizable amount of compensation.
So I don't have use for that name
So they were
anymore.
violent. Should have bruised over her eye. I think he might have missed summer. An embolism? It was a walking time bomb. So you comfortably inject it? Those needles.
Must be air in the insulin injection.
An obstruction in the bloodstream.
Just a hunch I've got. Suddenly has an abused husband turn up dead.
Sounds like a lucky break to me.
Conveniently takes out life insurance policy days before he dies.
I deserved it.
Just a hunch I've got.